Allison's muted.
Are we done playing?
I was
Are
going
we
to say
being
that is the
serious?
longest
Am I
millennial
muted?
pause I've ever heard in my life. No, you're good now.
I
Millennial
was sitting here.
pause? How dare
You
you?
haven't heard of the
Dare
millennial
you?
pause?
Call me the
No,
M
she's a
word.
Gen Xer. That was a Gen Z
Oh,
call out to millennials.
gotcha.
Yeah.
What are you saying? I don't know what this conversation's about. Welcome to my weekly meltdown. I'm Allison, and this is our Survivor 44 draft precast analysis. Just Allison's winner takes all,
Mhm.
basically. I don't even know why you two are here.
I don't know either. I mean, like it
I'll
was
give
like
you
luck was on your side last year because you are the reigning draft queen,
Yeah.
having picked Gabler last year, and I thought that you picked Gabler last, but I checked the
No,
tapes.
she
You
checked
pictured him like fourth.
third. Yeah.
I need the token white guy. Okay. I want the token white
Yeah.
guy.
Oh
They
my
gotta
God.
have it. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I arguably got second place because Cassidy did get one vote.
You did, and
So,
I was
and I
dead
also
last.
want to say that was also Allison's doing, where she gave Cass. I didn't get to choose Cass, so Allison really ran that draft last
Really
time.
manifested all of Survivor 43.
She sure did, and we have her to blame for it. So if you're
Yes.
still upset about Survivor 43 ending, it's all Allison's fault.
It wasn't the number one pick, and I will die on that sword till the day I die. Multiple
Die on that
times.
sword.
Stab me. I don't care. I didn't plan it. It just is what it is. But yeah, this is going to be good. I get to go first, which after thinking long and hard about it, really isn't a good thing. But
Yeah,
I tried to
think-
explain that to you like every single time, but it just
I think that going second's the
you know what,
best out of
Tyler? What
three.
goes around comes around. When I speak and I'm explaining something, it hits this thing right here every time. Now you know how it feels.
Beth, you're really missing out on the Last of Us coverage because Allison makes like all of these hilarious jokes and references in the episode that I
Yes.
literally like just watched before
Hits
coming on
right.
this
This is
show.
the spot
You
it
don't
hits.
know what she's talking about?
It's just like Allison's
I
like,
mean, I'm not that shocked because I think we've learned, Tyler,
I
that
know.
you were so good about knowing so many things except for most things. I don't know like how else to say. Like you have like such a really good encyclopedic knowledge of like pop culture, like today and over the past like 10 years. But anything before that or anything that references anything before that, it's like Tyler didn't exist. I mean, Tyler was technically alive for a bit of that time, but like Tyler didn't exist.
You know where Tyler gets his history from? Glee. Everything he knows is Glee. That's where it comes from. That's what I'm working. Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House, 1987 song. We were talking about it on the show last night, and he lighted me. He gaslit me all over the place. Oh yeah, I know that song, and we even sang it together. He knows the Glee version. Didn't mention that.
I sent you the performance link. If you
probably a good thing.
I
was wound up last night.
Yeah. You were. But I guess like how are we feeling about the Survivor 44 cast just like as a whole?
Well, for me, I told you both this, and I'll say this in publicly for the podcast and the listeners as well. I over the past couple of years have enjoyed not getting as into the pregame portion as possible. So I've enjoyed for Big Brother, for RuPaul's Drag Race, and like all these different things, not doing a ton of research and having my expectations be somewhere and then being completely wrong. I'd rather do a gut check and go, what is the vibe I'm getting from this picture or from this short interview or whatever, and rely on that. So I actually have watched 0 of the interviews. I didn't watch anything that was like on RHAP. I haven't watched I think the little bios I read were from Entertainment Weekly. So with Dalton Ross's just like profiles of each person. That's all I've done. I've looked at those photos. I've looked at those profiles, and that's it. So I feel like it looks like a cast.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's kind of how I feel. I'll be honest, you guys. Like I I'm watching Australian Survivor right now, and Beth, I know you're all caught up now too, but man, it is like I'm excited for Survivor US, of course, but like it's hard to get hyped knowing that like Australian Survivor is just so much better than US Survivor.
It is so good. I have been the past 2 days, I've binged. I actually have 10 minutes left of the latest episode, and that's it.
Okay.
So I'm basically all caught up. I love this. It really feels like Survivor. And I know that US Survivor has tried to move away from what we expect from Survivor, but I'm hoping that
okay.
Sorry? Good content? Yeah.
Good content. Yeah.
Well, I would argue that Survivor 42 I thought was a really good season. And I think that there were elements that but they perfected the balance of letting the cast do their thing and overly edit and produce things. So if that's the direction they're going in, I hope they lean more on a 42 edit than they do a 41 or 43.
Yeah. I hope so.
But I mean, at the same time, y'all know Survivor's like my jam. I love Survivor. Even like when everybody's been shitting on it, I still have really liked it. I will call out when I think things are not working or whatever, because that's just who I am with any show. People say this to me all the time. They're like, Beth, you love Drag Race, but all you do is shit on it all the time. I'm like, yeah, I shit on the things I love because I care about them.
Because we care. Yes,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
If we're not shitting on you, be worried.
Yeah.
True.
I took a big dump on Tyler.
We had a whole conversation about this before the show. I was like, just do the show from the toilet, Beth. Who cares?
I ate something for dinner and I just was like, oh God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to start on time. And Alice is like, start from the toilet. And I was like, I don't know, y'all. I feel like that's a whole level of intimacy nobody has consented to.
I did it last
when we're like 85 and geriatric, like I'm sure we will all still be doing my weekly meltdown. Jeff will somehow still be alive. We'll still be doing this show and we'll all be streaming from
Jeff will just be a plastic shell of a man at that point.
It'll be really carbonite freeze.
He'll be that old lady from SpongeBob that wants the chocolate in the wheelchair. You know what I'm talking about?
No idea
exactly
what we're talking about. No.
She's so pruny. Like she's just like a little like raisin thing. So good.
Yeah. Well, Allison, since you are our reigning draft queen, I said, Allison, you get to pick the order for the draft this time. And so Allison picked herself first because she has a very strong opinion about her number one pick, I think I know who it is too. So
I called dibs. I called dibs finale night, I believe, when they showed that part, you know. I think I did.
Like a little preview. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, I called dibs on this person the first.
So Allison, you're going first, and no, not yet. I need to lay some ground rules first. So Allison, you're going first, and then Beth, you're going second, and then me third. And we're doing this snake style like always. So after I get my first pick, I will then pick again, and then Beth, and then Allison, you get 2 picks, and so on and so forth until.
Trying to crack my knuckles into the microphone, but I realized they don't have to crack, and it's not an ASMR.
An ASMR TikTok live type of situation.
God, where's my brush so I could go?
Yes.
Into the microphone.
What are you talking about? What is that?
Oh, Allison, people who do ASMR videos, some of them will, and I will say, when I need to relax,
this ASMR.
Yeah, well, they won't necessarily talk. A lot of the times they're just doing like little, like they'll be like, and then like
that's it,
stuff like this. And one of the things people will do is they will take one brush and brush their microphone while going like this at the camera, so you feel like you are being brushed.
It's okay, stop sexual. It. Look, no,
it is, and then they go like this.
Oh yeah. You know what? These people make way more money, have more money than me, and that pisses me off. Just
Allison,
I think you know what I can brush on camera, huh?
Allison needs to do these like ASMR like TikTok lives.
It's just so great. Like I've thought about growing up my nails a little bit more and just like.
You know, I'm just going to start reading Amazon reviews of crazy crap in my ASMR voice. That's it.
That's a great idea, actually.
Actually, that's a fucking amazing. You should absolutely create a TikTok account and do that, and I will absolutely
dramatic music behind it.
Like, but yeah, you have to have like Zen music behind you.
Yeah,
it's just like.
Listen, I'm going to start with the sissy pouch. I'm going to leave it there. Look it up on Amazon. Coming soon, Allison reviews the sissy pouch, not by wearing it or giving it to my husband. Trust me, that ain't happening. I'm just going to read the reviews.
Gosh. No,
by the way, this came to me, and we're going to get to the show, but give me a minute. This came to me. I was laughing. We were at a restaurant Friday night, sitting across from each other, and we're in a booth, and we've got this this kid, he's busting his ass, but he's terrible. And we're just laughing because we're like, we are magnets for shitty service, but it's always someone in the middle of a nervous breakdown or something. So we can't feel bad. We have to tip them good. So it's that situation. So we're sitting there and and all of a sudden I look at it, I go, well, this is what I'm going to do on my next Amazon review, Chris. It's called the sissy pouch. And it was the Amazon with the picture, and the waiter, this poor child, comes right up on Chris when I'm showing him the picture of the sissy pouch and talking about the sissy pouch. And Chris just goes, check. We just need to check, it's fine. Because we were needing to check anyway, but it was just like, that couldn't have waited, Allison. That could not have waited. And then we went to Costco and got gas. And I was yelling,
so was I your server?
No, probably. But I had a wild hair at my ass. We were at Costco getting gas, and he rolled the window down to ask me a question, and I just yelled sissy pouch like I had Tourette's, and he panicked. And then I kept trying to open the door while he was pumping gas, and he was slamming it shut. I kept going, the sissy pouch. Anyway, yeah.
Sissy pouch. This episode is brought to you by Sissy Pouch.
Yes.
Use
promo code Sissy at checkout and receive 20%.
Use promo code Allison's husband Chris at
my weekly Sissy pouch.
My weekly Sissy pouch.
Allison, before you give us the first pick of the night, I think your audio is like a little choppy. So if you want to like unplug your mic and plug it back in and see if that does anything.
I don't think that was the right mic. That was weird. Go ahead. Wait, can you talk again?
Oh, that was my earbuds.
I was gonna say, because we heard the blow like perfectly.
We heard the blow perfectly. Like it was like, and I was like, So that was good.
Let me see. Let me unmute her. I think you need to unmute yourself, Allison. Unmute yourself.
You were muted right now, Allison. You muted yourself somehow.
All right, try now.
Are we good?
Keep talking.
Sounds better.
Yeah, sounds better.
Okay. Better.
No,
okay.
that works. That works.
Well,
no, don't keep talking.
No, actually, stop. Don't talk anymore. No.
All right. Well, Allison, go ahead and give us your.
Do you want to
go ahead and give us?
Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a shock to no one that my number one pick is Yamil Yam Arocho from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Yes.
I just love him. I just love him. I don't need a reason. I don't need
that's
a
valid.
reason.
He just exudes
He's fun, loud, and caring.
Charisma.
He's ready to aqua dump. He's like, I love it. Bring it on. He thinks he's like Siri Fields, who just won the Trader. Spoiler, if you haven't seen it, sorry.
He listed Sari as his inspiration in his bio, so that tells me that he's like at least like somewhat of a super fan of Survivor. But like I loved his little intro package. He was like, I'm used to gossiping a lot at the salon, so this is going to be no big deal for me. Like he just exudes like energy and joy and happiness. And I'm glad that we're getting some more like Puerto Rico representation on the show as well. So I'm really excited to see how he does. But like, I don't know. Does he make the merge? Does he have like is he a pre-merge flame out, or is he like going to be an actual like good player this season?
I think he's going to go far.
Discounted. He's what?
I think he's going to go far. I don't know if he goes all the way to the end, but I definitely think he's definitely making it to the merge, and I would say he's like a 6th place kind of person. That's where I see him.
Okay.
I think he's going to be discarded, and people are going to not think, because he's not a muscular fit guy, and sometimes the more softer men get tossed away. Like, I think he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna pull through. I think he's gonna do good. I think he will make it to the merge.
I think the energy I get from him is a more dominating energy, but in a more feminine way, if that makes sense. So like, he's not an alpha male dominant kind of person. He's a lively, fun, sensitive kind of dominating personality. And that's what I think is actually going to help him a lot in this game. You obviously need a balance of masculine and feminine energies, I think, in this game in order to do well. You need to be able to know what you're good at, what you're not good at on both of those fronts, and then play to your strengths and weaknesses. I just get a sense from him that he knows exactly what he's about, and he will play that up. Like, that's from the little preview I remember from the end of the finale, and what I just read in his little bio, and just like that smile, that tells me everything. That smile is absolutely a window to his personality.
He definitely seems like one of like the poster children for the season too. Like you mentioned, Beth, like they're really showing him a lot in like the previews and promos, and like I feel like we already know who Yam Yam is like right away. So that tells me that like if they're like pushing him like this hard for like promotional purposes, I think he has like somewhat of a big like impact on the season. So I think this is a really great first pick, Allison.
Thank you. And I just want to point out that one thing that I was looking for. There are 2 things I get so tired of hearing when reading these things. Lifetime adventure and self-awareness. Okay, I don't want to hear how you're self-aware. You're not a fucking robot coming to life. You're not the Terminator. You're not a program. You're a person. Of course, you're self-aware and you know what you're doing.
I don't know, Allison. There's a shit ton of people who are not self-aware who play these games.
This is true.
And that's why they get cast.
And that's why they get cast. And then they say that they're self-aware and they're not.
It just, I feel like, but some of the people, I just feel like they're just saying it to say it. And this is a lifetime adventure. Well, no shit. Why don't you give me something I haven't read before?
Well, I can't wait to get on the show and say, I'm not here to make friends.
Oh, God.
Beth, you get on the show. I want you to hear, I'm not here to make friends. This is a lifetime adventure, once in a lifetime. I'm so full of self-awareness.
To know that I'm not here to make friends.
And I want to play like Parvati.
And I'm basically Parvati.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man.
Lord. All right. Well, Parvati, give us your first pick for Survivor 44.
Also, back when I played minis, I had the exact same record as Parvati. So you could call me Parvati.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. So I had a very clear first, somebody who I think it's purely because this is who I feel like would be me on the tribe. Somebody who has very similar interests than me. Somebody who approaches how they were answering the bio questions the same way as I do. I got the sense that they were going to be strategic, that they're a fan of the game, but they're also emotionally intelligent and just intelligent all the way around. And that's Claire. I am big on Claire. I really, really liked reading her bio, and I am all thumbs up there. I think Claire is going to go very far.
I just don't know. I don't know about Claire.
How did I miss her?
I don't know. She's the first one.
So, the whole like listening to the Hunger Games audiobook to fall asleep every night.
I love that.
Little
I tapped out at that point. That's why I don't remember. I'm sorry.
But I also identify with that because I listen to like the same music or the same stuff like all the time to calm me down, to get me to go to sleep. So for me, I'm just like, I see you, girl. I see you. Mm-hmm.
I feel you. I totally agree that like she checks all the boxes for a good player, but I don't know, Beth, you might not be familiar with her because you didn't watch Big Brother 24, but I actually get like Amira energy here. And Amira was like such a flop. Like she was really good in interviews, but like something just like didn't click once she was like there in the house. And like I worried that like Claire is just like too good to be true. Do I want her to be like Shan 2.0, but like go all the way and win? Like abso-fucking-lutely. But I just I don't know. She was like middle of like my rankings because I want to believe in her, but I just don't know.
She just gives me good. I don't know what it is. Like I read through everybody's stuff and like I kept going back and comparing everybody to her, and I was like, maybe it's because she's the first one. But the last time I had feelings like that was when I was choosing a college. And the first college I went to ended up being the college I attended. And now is the college I continue to work for. So ride or die. Also, she's from Brooklyn. So, hey, what's up?
True.
Yeah. You know what gets me is like, maybe I'm just an a-hole. I don't know. Well, I am. But what gets me is like her lack of self-awareness. There we go. Okay, I can understand the lack of self-awareness. That is annoying. I hate that. I think we all have a show of hand. We hate that. Mm-hmm. Eating and drinking and sleeping is not a hobby. I get so tired of reading that when people say that there's somebody in the group every year that picks eating and sleeping or eating and drinking as a hobby. Stop it.
Right. I think that is such a generational thing right there. Where
she's 25. Is that a hobby for these young people?
I would say that for people who were constantly connected to the internet since the day they were born and haven't had a real break, sleeping absolutely would be considered a hobby for them to unplug.
God, she's the same age as my son.
Yeah.
Well, my son's 26. Yo, this is the first. What? No, it's not the first time. It's the first time I've noticed. So it is the first. Somebody younger than my son. I am a crypt keeper. I'm going to be 46 on Saturday. Wow.
Look at Rory even agrees with me in the chat. Yes, it is. I am 25. It is a hobby for some people. Like it's what they do to relax. It's what they do to unplug and all those things, or sleeping and eating. We used to call it being a couch potato, I think, in another time. But like that for people was like, I like watching TV and that kind of like, yeah. If that's how you want to unwind, that's, okay. I mean, you know.
I didn't have her on here. Okay. But I like it. Okay. I dig it. It's good. It's good. Good
pick.
Right. Good pick.
Right. So for my first pick, I went with somebody that I feel is like a very original character. Like I don't think that we've really seen a guy like this. This is Matthew, by the way. Let me go ahead and bring his picture up. So I felt really good about Matthew. He's 43, but in like very like I think pretty good shape for 43, which is not old. It's not old. It's not old.
Age shaming right out the gate. First part. Well, he's 43, but he's in good shape for an old bastard.
I did hear those exact words.
I think he has a lot of opportunities for connections in this cast. Like he's one of like a few gay men on this cast. Like there's like multiple gay men on this cast, which is like makes me happy. He's a barbershop owner, so I feel like he has a built-in connection with Yam Yam, talking about like what that daily life is like. He's married with a kid, and he's been a super fan of Survivor since day one. And I just get this this like lovable big bear energy, right? Like I feel like he has like a huge heart, but he's also like old enough and strong enough to like not take any bullshit if something's like not going his way. I don't really see a downside for Matthew in this game in this season. And overall, I think that the guys are better than the girls this season. And I think at the top of that list is Matthew. So I think he has what it takes to go all the way, and I'm feeling really, really good about him.
I'm living for his pet peeves. His pet peeves are great. People that talk in circles, people who don't give others time to talk in a combo. The color combo of purple and white, misformed popsicles, odd numbers, pineapple on pizza, and malt chocolate candy. I'm going to fight you, Matthew, on the malted chocolate candy and pineapple on pizza. It's good.
I don't like malted chocolate.
God, I love malts. I got to go get one after the show.
There you are. You know, do that. I felt like he, to me, seemed like he's going to be kind of a teddy bear figure. Not in a bad way. I think that's a good thing, especially for, again, I think he's somebody who, man, this is going to come across like I'm being like, all gay men have feminine energy, but that's not what it is. I think he has emotional intelligence. Like we hear him in his answers always talking about the way that people have made him feel, that he has compassion. He's very empathetic. And I think that those people tend to do very well in a game, but if they're overly compassionate, I think that could be his downfall in the game. I kind of saw him as like a early merge boot.
Okay. We'll see.
I'm thinking, can I tell you what I thought?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. I don't care.
I love it. I don't know. I just Medivac. I don't know why. I'm like, this is going to be the Medivac. I don't know why.
Man.
That would break my heart if that were the case.
It would.
Like in his bio, like they showed like all these cute pictures of his husband and his little, I think his son. Like I just, my heart is just like very warm for him, and I hope that he does well.
I love it.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, so my second pick is also another guy. I'm going to pick. What's his name? I'm going to pick Danny for my second pick.
You know what? Y'all know this is not my way to go. He was like my third pick. So
really?
I'm here for this. Go ahead. Tell us why you are choosing him as your second pick.
So he's a New York City firefighter from the Bronx. If you live in the Bronx, like you're not going to take shit.
And if you're a firefighter.
Well, yeah, that too. But like from the Bronx, I'm like, yep. But like a similar vein to Matthew here, there's like a through line for both of these picks. I feel like he's old enough and mature enough to not be like a young douchey like frat bro type of energy. And he even said in his bio that he was worried that was going to be people's first impressions of him, and so he's going to really work to really get in like socially, like getting along with people. He also lists his inspiration as Jeremy Collins, which I think is like literally perfect because Jeremy was also a firefighter and a very, very strong winner, a really great survivor player. So if he has Jeremy Collins on his mind while he's like navigating the season, I think it can only bode well for him. So that's my second pick is Danny.
Yeah, I think he's a good pick.
I think that's a good pick. And Bronx and Brooklyn are not the same thing.
No,
just don't because that's what I learned in my travels 2.5 months ago. There you go.
We spent so much time with you being like, okay, so the Bronx is up and like Brooklyn's kind of down.
I would love to take Allison to the Bronx.
Man,
let's go.
Let's do it. That'd be great. We should take her to the Bronx Zoo.
Yes, I shot a wedding there one time. It was beautiful.
And then we should bring her to Coney Island. Just opposites. Be like, you went to the Bronx and to Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a great pick. I think that we have seen really good first responders on the show over the years. And I think maybe some of them in the game sense have been quote unquote flops. But I find that most of the time they're interesting people. They tend to stick around. They tend to be a good benefit for the team in the beginning. Like even people who are maybe not strategically sound, when you look at like Keith, for example, or is that his name? Yeah, Keith, right? From Blood versus Water with his son Wesley.
Oh, yeah.
Keith he came back in Caramel. Yeah. Like you have people like him who are like, may or may not be like the most sound person when it comes to strategy, but just stick to the plan. That's why I say stick to the plan. And I'm like, oh no, Keith.
Stick to the plan.
But I do think that he gives me a level of I think he's going to be a character, and I am looking forward to seeing how he maneuvers the game.
Yes, and he has a dog. So like how bad can you be if you're a dog? If you're a dog, right?
Yeah.
All right, Beth. Oh, sorry, Allison. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say yep.
Okay. All right.
Great words.
Go ahead, Beth.
So my second pick is I'm also going to go with a guy. I'm going to go with Bruce. I think Bruce is going to be a very interesting character as someone who was adopted by white parents and lives in a very affluent area of Rhode Island. I really see someone like him being able to bring in a really interesting social perspective to the game. And as we know, your social perspectives can sometimes really inform how you're going to play with other people and the decisions that you make in a social strategy game. He also said that he likes Jeremy Collins.
I did see that.
And he's clearly a family man, and he's clearly like, I just get this sense that because he grew up with a family, especially, I don't know if anybody's really familiar with Rhode Island. Two things. One, I made a joke about this on TikTok in somebody's comments, but the Rhode Island accent to me is like the worst accent in the world. And I apologize in advance to anybody from Rhode Island, but it's like it took the worst parts of a Long Island accent and the worst parts of a Boston accent and merged them together. And that is a Rhode Island
watches this show, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying. But so I don't know if he has the accent or not because he's grown up there and still lives there or not. But my whole point being is that the people of Rhode Island don't take shit. There's an attitude of Rhode Island that I don't think a lot of people in the United States know because it's so minuscule and small. But you think about New England's, like you think of like the Boston, like the Southie accent and all that kind of stuff, right? And then you think of the people of the Long Island of like, hey, get out of here, like that kind of thing. Combine the two of those personalities and you get the Peter Griffins of the world. Okay. So I am very interested to see the social background that he has of somebody who genuinely is about loyalty and family and that kind of thing, which I think can be a death sentence in modern Survivor. But I think he's going to be somebody who can play with all those factors.
Okay. Allison, what do you think of Bruce?
I like Bruce. I'm going to be honest with you. I liked everything that I read. His pet peeve, people who run their fork on their teeth while eating. I think I'm responsible for everyone's pet peeves. Okay.
Soon as he said that, it really, that pains me. I totally agree. I hate when
I can't handle anything on the teeth. Like, no, don't do it. Just watch yourself. I can't do it. But I'm going to be honest with you. When it got to what people would know from looking at you and it said that I was adopted by a white family, I was like, oh, that is the only thing out of all of these people that made me go, oh, I would not like. Right. Some people are like, oh, they wouldn't know that I'm in my 30s. Bitch, yeah, right. You're in your 30s. I would know that from looking at you. Like, this was really something I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right. And if I'm sorry if I don't want to offend anybody, but you don't assume that when you see someone, you know.
The only way I would have known is if he had popped that collar and that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say it is a peach. It's the peachy polo
kind of Vineyard Vines.
Well, that's the thing.
A white vibe, but you know, it's okay.
If he was wearing Nantucket Reds with that, I would have been like, okay.
If you had on Birkenstocks, if you had on flip flops,
like a cashmere sweater,
yes.
No, but I think he's going to be very interesting. So
I'm excited. I'm excited
to
see what he does.
All right, so Allison, you have the next two picks. Go ahead and give us your first of two.
Let's see. Let me get on him. I just lost him. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to pull up his stuff. My second pick is Brandon Cottom. I don't know how to pronounce that. Cottom?
I'm trying to find him in the thingy.
Also, I apologize that Yam Yam's photo is like closer in. Like he literally got the the Troyzan in Survivor Game Changers treatment. Everybody else's picture is so far away, and Yam Yam's is like up close. It's like I didn't have much to work with for
this
these
would be
pictures.
my Survivor photo.
Yeah. I can see very clearly who you are. Yeah,
I can see clearly now.
Yes. All right, Allison.
When I make it on Survivor, that's gonna be my display picture. Give it the what? The pitch?
Give us the pitch on Brandon.
When I came across Brandon, what got me was the security specialist. I like that. Security. Security. I don't know. I like that. I dig it. I think it's a cool thing. I don't know. I don't really have much to elaborate. I just think it's cool. I like it. Okay. I don't have any in-depth reporting to go in on being a security specialist, but I think it's cool. And he probably knows how to keep his mouth shut and not tell people about idols, because that's a thing.
I imagine
nobody can keep their mouth shut.
I imagine a security specialist means IT, like tech work being security, right?
Could be, but still secrets. You can't have security. You can't spell security without the word secret in it, without the E. Security is secrety specialist. Think about that. I blew your mind just
that was
do you get it?
Blown.
So fucking deep.
He played in the NFL, which means he's built, and he knows how to take a hit. He knows how to take a licking and keep on ticking. He's not bad on the eyes either. Danny is who he likes. He looks up to Danny. I like that. He was also a NFL player. Let's see here. Jeremy, of his self-awareness. Here we go with the self-awareness. He plays piano. He doesn't like gum smacking or people eating with their mouth closed. Right here. I totally feel this. Let's see. What else is it? Hobbies, snowboarding.
I think he said in his video that he was a pilot as well. He like flies like I guess not like huge planes, but like
but it's a pilot. You're good.
He was my pilot the other day.
Was he?
No.
Well, where were you flying? Hey, listen to this. Things you would never know by looking at him. You would never know that I play the piano, and I also do some pretty good magic tricks, like making my panties disappear.
I'm going to say, I thought he said that he used to play the piano in his thing when I first read it. And I was like, that is not a fact. You would never know that I used to do something that I no longer do. Like, that's such a cop-out. Like, you'll never know, guys, but I used to wear diapers as a baby.
Did you know I used to have manners and wait my turn to speak? That doesn't happen anymore.
That's good. Oh, if you ever get cast, could you please say, you never know, I used to have manners.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It does not sound the same when I do it. I got to stop it. Okay. I didn't think I was good. I thought you guys were going to take my people. Do I do another one now or no?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought you guys were going to take my people, and I wasn't going to make it this far with everyone on my list.
Oh, hell yeah.
My hang up with him is him being an NFL player. We've never really seen a pro athlete do very well, like strategically in the game. So that's my hang up with him. It's probably a lot of brawn, but probably not as much brain. So that's why I didn't pick him.
I feel like you're going to be eating those words.
Probably. I mean, my draft last season was abysmal.
Yeah.
So
maybe take a few steps back before you start jumping in all the way. Dip your toe and see how deep the water is.
Listen, fun podcasting is strong opinions and saying I was wrong 3 months later.
So
I always feel like I'm caught in the middle where I'm like, yeah, you tell him. And then I'm like, ooh, good response, bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Allison, go ahead and give us your next pick.
So my number 3 is Matt Blankenship, 27 from Albany, California. Here we go. Security software engineer. Can't have spell security without secret. Secret. Without the T on the end. Secret. It's secret. I think this is more of the IT route, as where I think Brandon might be more of a, I'm going to chase you down in the parking lot and get you in cuffs for stealing something from Victoria's Secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like no, that's more of a mall cop. I'm sorry, that's an insult. No, I think like he's like a, this is IT. I need to stop it. He's joyful, he's empathetic, and he's persistent. So I like that. I think what caught my eye really was the failing stuff. What is one life experience you feel that has prepared you for this game? Honestly, failing at stuff. Dude, this isn't a great answer. I don't know what it is. Failing to get a job, failing to get into college, failing to get into Survivor. All these cases, I had to pick myself up and try again. And I think the best survivors are defined by how they respond to setbacks. That's very true. It is not how many times you get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and get back up. I know that's from Rocky, and I just screwed it up, but it's a great saying. Look it up by Sylvester Stallone, Esquire. So this is just, I love it. Like I have failed at so much shit in my life, but I've gotten back up, and I really I just love failing at stuff. I think I even wrote here, failing at stuff, and I underlined it with my pen. He identifies with Marianne, which I'm interested because I haven't watched interviews. So I don't know what this guy sounds like. I don't know what's going to come out. I don't know what is going to happen here.
He sounds exactly how he looks. Like it's not anything that's like that.
Goofy and youthful.
Yeah. So he was my next pick actually. And I love what you said, Allison, about him like saying that he like failing at stuff in life has prepared him for the game, because that tells me that he's going to play with a lot of humility. And if more people were able to just outwardly say to somebody, I was wrong, you were right. Like there's a lot of power in saying those words to people. So I think he's looking at this in a very like fun type of way, right? Like he even said in his like video interview, he was like, the days of riding coattails are over.
I read that.
Like he recognizes that modern Survivor is like way too quick to just be coasting, right? So I think we're gonna have a really fun, not like an unrootable villain, like a really fun villain here is what I'm hoping for from Matt.
You know his pet peeve is? People who interrupt other people. Boy, he'd hate me.
He'd hate all of us on this podcast.
He'd hate all three. We'd be in hell. He'd come on this show, he'd be in hell. This is what hell looks like for poor Matt Blankenship being stuck on a show with us. But hey, Matt, you come on with us anytime. I will mute them. I will mute.
What?
Because I'm not the problem. Anyway, and he doesn't like peanut butter, which is,
I'm not crazy about peanut butter either, but.
Oh, by the way, I do get on the TikTok other than to just post my cat videos and stuff. I saw this guy post a video on TikTok, and I'm going to try this with my grandson. He took peanut butter flavored Captain Crunch and mixed it with very berry Captain Crunch, and he made peanut butter and jelly cereal.
Oh.
I'm like,
that's a visionary.
I'm going to Kroger tomorrow. I'm sold.
I'm going to Kroger.
I'm going to Kroger tomorrow.
I'm going Krogering.
I have a question. Do you have Piggly Wigglies near you?
We used to have Piggly Wigglies, but there's no longer a Piggly Wiggly in anywhere around. No, I don't know where there are any Piggly Wigglies.
I wonder if they're still. I think they must be like in the Carolinas or something like that.
They're definitely in Georgia. I've been to some like down visiting.
But you don't really say Piggly Wiggly. You say the Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
I'm going to Piggly Wiggly.
Oh man,
Mom, will you give me some for Piggly Wiggly? I need some Captain Crunch, berry, and Captain Crunch peanut butter and skim milk.
Royce's Virginia. Yeah, I always felt like they were like a East Coast Southern thing.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, Beth, go ahead and give us your next pick, fresh from the Piggly Wiggly.
Well,
Piggly
another
Wiggly.
person who I think exemplifies building yourself up after failure or after hard, difficult situations is Carolyn. And so I'm going to choose her.
I thought this was Allison's first pick.
I thought so too.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Yeah, I did.
I thought.
Go ahead, Ben. Give us the pitch.
Well, I think that anybody who
I didn't read her bio. Is that terrible?
Well, you should, because
you missed out.
She's somebody who is a drug counselor and is also an addict herself, and has been able to share that there is a way out and hope, and it comes from inner strength and relying on others. And I think that perspective, in addition to this very personable package of a person that she is, I think is going to make for a really fun, interesting game player. I think, if I remember correctly, she's featured pretty well in the trailer. And when I think about the last few seasons, the people who are featured well in the trailer tend to go pretty far, or are somebody who's really memorable in the pre-merge, and that's it. So I have a feeling that she's at least going to go to merge, if that's fair enough to say. But I just generally, I'm just rooting for her. I love that she's using this as a platform to showcase, overcoming addiction and also her profession. And but I also love that she's not afraid. She's like, I want to be cutthroat, but I have a feeling I'm going to be more like a hippy dippy Nora kind of person. And I love that too. Somebody who has a desire to be something, and maybe this is the place where she can do it. But also knows, bringing in Allison's favorite key term, the self-awareness to know what she likely will come across like when she's on the show. So how do I navigate that? And I think that's great. She didn't have to say, I'm being self-aware. She got to just show us how she's self-aware already.
Yeah.
I did not read her stuff on purpose. There was just a couple that fell off my radar that I just didn't see. And then when she popped up, I was like, you guys thought that maybe I picked her because I'm obsessed with Pamela Anderson right now after that documentary.
No, she's just she's very I love that you said gave the Nora comparison, because that's what I feel, but I feel like she's a little more intelligent than Nora is,
socially and emotionally intelligent. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And believes in science, all those things. But no, I loved her story about she's 13 years sober, and she did it for her son, which is that's way tougher than Survivor, in my opinion. And she's a super fan as well. She values really authentic connections with people. I feel like we're just gonna get a very authentic person out there in Carolyn.
What is this? Hold on, Potter. Hello, Potter. Don't forget she plays Roblox. What's that?
Roblox is a video game that has a whole bunch of different servers, and you can create these. They're not Minecraft people, but that you can basically create different game modes, and some people create Survivor, Big Brother, and all that kind of stuff. And so she plays that online essentially, which is a video game.
She's super smart. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm rewatching *Halt and Catch Fire* on AMC. Do you know what that is? It's about the beginning of computers in the 80s, the computer wars. They made us anyway. It's really good. Chris, being married to an IT guy, because the first time I watched the first 4 seasons years ago, I didn't know it. Now Chris is finally watching it with me, and it's one of the perks of being married to an IT guy. I can pause it, and he just explains to me what they're saying.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm sorry I missed her.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. You get to choose 2 people in a row.
Yes. God damn it. Okay. Next time. No. I get to pick again next season, because this is unfair, and you know that I don't pay attention.
What do you mean?
About the order.
You want me to just draft your team for you next season?
Hell no, because I won't win.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't come prepared. I don't know what to tell you.
Does this look like I'm not prepared?
Oh boy. All right. Well, my next pick is going to be Carson. I'm surprised that he fell this low in the draft, TBH. But
which one's Carson? I'm trying to remember.
Carson's the little 20-year-old.
Oh, I have thoughts on him, but continue.
He's like Tyler Jr. Does he not look like a little Tyler Jr.?
I wish I looked that good, but he's a NASA engineering student. He's very funny on Twitter, which tells me he has like a good. I feel like a good sign of like high intelligence is like a really good sense of humor.
Thank you.
And I said a good sense of humor. But no, I just like he's. Thank you. He's giving me Christian Hubicki vibes, but like not as like outwardly like weird nerd, if that makes any sense. Yep. Like I see a perfect balance between like somebody who can play a good social game, a good strategic game, and there's been some press photos of him with less clothes on, and he looks very physically fit too, which you wouldn't guess from this like oversized like shirt situation. I think my only hang up is his age. He's only 20 years old, but at 20, like, and being like a NASA engineering student, I'm not as worried about that. Because you have to be a somewhat mature person.
He looks 20, Tyler. This isn't like last season when dude was 19 and looked like he was 38.
I mean, he's literally a rocket scientist. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see him play. So yeah, what do you, Beth? I want to hear your thoughts on Carson since you said you had some thoughts.
He's the only person that I know because he's been on Twitter selling his merch.
Yes.
And
oh Lord,
that to me is, I think it's an ultimate red herring. Like, why would you sell your merch before the season if you don't make it far?
Okay, I like that theory.
So that's why, I mean,
unless he's like the best first boot ever, right?
Right. But I honestly, I think his profile of a player has not done well the past few seasons. Sure. That is why I'm nervous for him more than anything else. He looks like a sweet guy, but there is like, I don't know. I also just think like selling merch before people even know you is like,
yeah, what? That's like no
question mark. So I want to respect it. Don't get me wrong. I want to say, you better believe it. Like, is he a Leo? Like, there's a part of me that's like, just tell me something about you that makes me go, okay, it's a validation thing. Or, oh, okay, it's a humor thing. He doesn't really have merch, or he does have merch, but he did it as a joke. Like, those kind of things I'm here for. That's great. But if he's genuinely like all aboard the Carson train, then I'm going to be like, oh God, I am really nervous about, we don't know who you are. So if you were making these decisions off the island, what did you make on the island for social gameplay?
Yeah, my mind's all over the place. I didn't know he's already selling merchandise, and the show hasn't even aired yet. Who was the chick from Big Brother that got booted because of COVID a few years ago and had like 100? Who was it? Christy had a, what was it, cameo for like 100?
I was gonna say OnlyFans.
Whatever, was probably OnlyFans now, but I mean, she had the whatever cameos and was charging like $125, and it took 2 weeks to get a video. And I went on a tangent. What are you doing in those 2 weeks? Nothing. So it just that kind of gets me. But his pet peeves kind of caught me off guard. We go right from mosquitoes to delayed texters. But then he follows up delayed texters with people who text me essays. Well, maybe that's why they're delayed in texting, because they're sending you an essay. Think about it.
Well, he also said he hates flat earthers, and I can get behind that.
Who are these people that think the moon landing was fake? Seriously, it even came up in
conventions about it.
This came up in American Horror Story last year, I think. I don't know if y'all watched last year. I don't know why I still watch it. I mean, I could do a whole show about that. I don't know why I'm still watching this show. I'm the only person left watching American Horror Story. I know it. It's so bad. They air 2 episodes a night to get it over with in like a month. But anyway, it's so bad. So, yeah. But no, I just think it's funny that the moon landing is fake. People who talk during movies, I hate that. Dude, people are on their phone in movies. You're talking to special places in hell for you. And smacking your gum. And I don't care about the smacking of the gum. You know what gets me? The popping. When you're in the teeth. It's not a bubble pop. It's just a...
Oh, I love doing that. I really do.
Okay. Well,
Tyler, who's your second pick?
We're
an hour in. We still have half the cast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're gonna speed this up a little bit. No, you're good. You're good.
Therapy session.
So I am going to pick Sarah for my next pick. I don't really have too much to say about Sarah. Like, she was very like middle of my draft. But I think she has like she feels like a good like well-rounded player. So I feel like she's like a safer bet here from the people remaining. Her best friend died 2 years ago, so she's been through some hardship with that. But yeah, I don't really have anything like crazy strong opinions for Sarah. I just think I feel better about her than a lot of the girlies on this season.
Yeah, I don't have a read on her, which I didn't have a read on Cassidy last season, so she could go really far or she could go immediately. So I actually see her in those two extremes, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know. I just Allison, any thoughts on Sarah? Sarah Wade?
No, but I'm such a dumbass. I'm sitting here reading because she was one of those that I glazed over as I ran out of time. I'm sitting here going her occupation. I go, what is a magnament consultant? And then I'm sitting here going, oh, management. This is like, I've lost my mind. I can't read. This is getting out of control. The show's dumbing me down. My own show's making me stupid. She's cute. She doesn't like, rule followers.
Yeah.
Try not to get in trouble on the beach there. Okay.
I think she'll be interesting.
I'm interested in people who are closed-minded and inflexible. God, thank God I can read that word.
Yeah, like all of her answers are just very like generic. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get anything that was like crazy about her, so like in good or bad ways. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to see what she brings.
All right. While Allison's having a laughing fit, go ahead and pick your next pick, Beth.
My next pick is Josh Wilder, who's the doctor, the foot surgeon.
Okay.
So I'm honestly choosing him because one of my really good friends last night told me that her partner's college friends know him. They went to college with him. And so, but because he's a doctor and all that kind of stuff, like clearly he's intelligent and is willing to work hard for something. And I also love him talking about growing up as a gay Black man in Ohio, how difficult that was. And so I think you have another person who is able to bring the experience of having to deal with social identities that are treated in a different way. And like, it's like he's probably been playing Survivor his whole life. So I look forward to seeing him play.
I feel like we're going to get Peter from Survivor go wrong with him. Like his energy and his video. I want you to watch his video because he, like, when he lists his accomplishments, it feels like a presidential resume that he is like I can tell he thinks very highly
of himself.
And good for you, boy. Like you've accomplished like a lot in life, like at a very young age, like very impressive. I don't want to take like your effort away from you. But there's just a certain like pride and like nose up in the air about it. You know what I mean? So
totally.
I'm curious to see how he does like socially with people.
Totally. Yeah, and one of his pet peeves is unnecessary rudeness. So let's see if there is. It's always interesting to me too if doctors have bedside manners. So we'll be able to figure that out, I think, a little bit to a certain extent. So
Allison, what do you think about him?
Sorry, excuse me. People who mispronounce salmon, I would be one of those people. We wouldn't get along probably just because of that.
You just said it incorrectly.
I know that was the hitting the wall again. Here we go.
Oh,
that was what I did. I did it on purpose. You know what? I'm not. Forget it. I'm done with jokes. This is God. I was just reading about what you wouldn't know from looking at him. He's got prune belly syndrome. He doesn't have a stomach? What is that?
Is he like Kyle XY? Like, does he not have a belly button?
One would never know that I was born with a congenital deformity called prune belly syndrome. This required me to have a kidney transplant at 9 years old. I am on lifelong immunosuppressant.
Immunosuppressant.
Yes, medication, which has adversely caused me to develop stomach cancer. 25. Oh, he had to have a complete stomach removed.
Yeah,
and relearn how to eat, and probably other things.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Just as like a very quick aside before we continue on, that is why it's so important to listen to people who are immunocompromised, because their medications are already going to increase their likelihood for cancer. So when they say things like, hi, please wear a mask around me or something like that, like, listen, because their bodies are already fighting themselves and their medications are doing horrible harm to them. So the least you can do is pay attention to what will try to keep them healthy from the outside.
Preach.
Okay, Allison, you get 2 picks back to back.
See, now this isn't fair. How come? I need
to. Force is strong with this one. That's a Star Wars reference, by the way.
I got that one.
Wow. What's the date and time? February 21st, 2023, 7:05 p.m. Okay. So, I didn't want to be the sexist one in the group again. Put on blast for only men.
Oh, boy.
So I picked a female.
Ooh. A change.
Helen Lee, or is it Lie?
Lee.
I knew you were going to pick her.
How did you know? I want to know.
I'll tell you how, because the first thing she says in her video, she's like, I'm short and that's my personality.
Yeah. I could tell she's a 4'11". I could tell by her page. I was like, oh, yeah. I could tell she's tiny, but no, I didn't know she said that, but I could tell she's tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Rory is upset that there's Rip Team Peen.
Oh,
I know. It's RIP2P. Look, I gotta be all over the place. I don't want to be that person. Okay. But she's empathetic, optimistic, and I'm self-aware. Apparently she's a robot from the future. We're just gonna, she's freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Let's see, what else did I like about her? Pet peeves: toilet paper going under instead of over.
Yes.
Traffic and disrespectful people. I'm going to tell you something. The toilet paper thing gets me every time. I don't get it. If I'm at your house and it's wrong, I'm going to flip it over. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it. Traffic. Everyone will Chris, my son, poor Cloud knows now. I become a different person in traffic. It is insane. You think I'm bad now? You have no idea the things that is terrible. I'm just terrible. Let's see here. No, I just like she looks like a little fun sprite. I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to liven up my little group here and add someone that I thought was going to be fun. Maybe go good with Yam Yam.
I think too that she says that she likes puzzles and board games, and that to me is somebody I can identify with. But also I think that she would be good in the puzzle parts of challenges. Like maybe she's good at strategically thinking about things. Like I always think that I would be good at these kind of games because I play a lot of strategy and cooperative board games in addition to I do puzzles every single day. So I always like that in a person too.
I love puzzles.
Mention Sophie Clark as her inspiration. So that's a good sign for her, I think.
Yeah. That's also like anybody could say Suri and get away with it.
Yeah.
Like not too many people are saying Sophie. And that's amazing to me because Sophie deserves roses.
I knew you would like that.
I think it's going to be fun. I like puzzles. I'm not a big board gamer, but boy, I will throw down on some Cards Against Humanity. the raunchiest version.
Why didn't we play? I haven't.
Oh, let me tell you something. Game night at my house with the kids and Chris, I host Cards of Humanity, and you know how I hosted your little puzzle Just imagine me doing it with that.
Actually, never mind. I don't think we need to play Cards Against
Oh, I get down. I read everybody's thing and their answers for them. It's great. I'm like Jeff Probst.
I love.
All right, okay. So Allison, go ahead and give us your next pick. This is your final pick, actually.
Yeah, because I get to just.
No, I got two more. Look at that. I got 2 spaces.
You get the default last one after
you
Beth
get the default pick. Just like I did last year, where I got Cassidy because you chose somebody else, so I was defaulted.
So choose wisely and quickly.
Shit.
Yeah, that too.
I don't have anybody else I really like. Okay. Okay, I have to.
That's what my stomach sounded like.
Listen, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm going to pick another girl.
Okay. Don't sound so upset about it.
But whenever I put girls in my draft, I never win. See, that's the problem. And
you
I'm trying
had
to line
girls in your draft. One of them last time, and you won.
One. That's it. And it was defaulted.
There's not many guys left, right?
Right.
Yeah, but look what I got to pick. What am I going to pick? What am I going to pick? Kane?
I guess.
Hell no. Fuck. Let me look at them one more. Okay, just talk about it. I'm hurrying. I'm going to pick between these two. And I can't remember what they look like. No. Okay, Lauren Harp.
Okay.
Lauren Harp.
That was my next pick.
Okay, I'm going with her.
She the single mom?
Is it Lauren Harpy or is it just Harp?
Harp, I think.
Okay. You don't want me being the leader of how to pronounce things on this show. Management, I am not. Okay. Let's see here. There it goes. Get in the wall. Okay. She's 31. She's from Texas. She's an elementary school teacher. And I just want to say my sister Stephanie is a elementary school teacher. She exudes a patience and calmness that I will never possess. And it takes a special person. She had me at teacher, and I just love that. And they really are calm, collected people. I mean, Tyler, could you be a freaking kindergarten, first, second, third grade teacher?
Fuck no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I'd much rather do middle school. I did a lot of substitute teaching when I was in college and for the year after I graduated from college. And the few times I had to do elementary school, the amount of times of, Miss Dixon, I have to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, you can go. And they were like, I already did. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But then you go to like middle school and they're like, Miss Dixon, Susie said that I blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, do your work. And they're like, oh. And that was much better.
Listen, I can't because I'm not going to throw anyone out, but middle school and high school. Listen, according to my sources, you either want to be an elementary school teacher or a high school teacher because middle school smells so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It is when puberty hits. It is stank. You don't want to do it. The source made it 1 year in middle school and went right back to elementary. Okay. And then I haven't,
they're also sweet in elementary school.
Yes.
And they don't care. They're apathetic in high school. There's a lot of caring and feelings in middle school.
Yes. So
yeah.
That being said,
go ahead.
Her pet peeves are people don't up to their actions and mistakes. As you know, that is a big thing with me. I own my shit. I apologize. I don't care how I look or nothing. Pride means nothing to me in situations like that. So I really like her. And I also really liked that she listens to podcasts. And I know how y'all podcasts and online sermons. I'm like, so, but I like that. I like that. Yeah. She actually looks like the church that I go to is very diverse and it's different. It's like we're a melting pot of all kinds of people that you wouldn't, if you're just going to the typical Southern Baptist church, she and I would not be sitting next to each other. So I prefer to be in a situation where I'm around all different kinds of people. We may not speak to each other. We may just nod and pass the plate, but I like that about that's just me. And Yeah.
I worry with her only because it's clear that they've cast her as the mom trope.
Yes, single mom, yeah.
And I worry that since so many of her answers, which naturally would, this isn't a point against her, it's more of a point against what happens on Survivor.
Yeah.
Is that all of her answers were always about her kids or being a mom or something like that. And if there's not many, if people who, there might be women who win who are moms, but they aren't the mom trope on the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where like their personality is that they're a mom. And I think the mom tropes are done dirty often on Survivor. So I'm worried for her for that and that only reason. So
the only thing that worries me, and I wish I could share, I want to share my, I don't want to, can I share my screen? I know that we're taking a lot of time, but can I share my screen?
Sure.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I got to share my screen. And it's not going to take me 55 minutes to learn how to do it. I know how to do it now. So just calm down. Wait a minute. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. I just worry because she totally looks like she was photoshopped in this picture. I don't know why, but after I kind of looked and I was like, man, it looks like she was cut and put in there after the fact.
It does look like that.
This is good.
It does look like that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, you know me. If it's nitpicky, I'm going to find it.
Well,
but
so
yeah, I was looking. The shadow looks weird too. There's no shadow.
I do believe these are mostly photoshopped photos where they take these photos individually or in small groups and then put them together. Don't quote me on that. That's not a fact. That is I think Beth heard that because I don't think they want them doing media press together, even for group photos. I think most of the time they are a composite of photoshopping. So I wouldn't necessarily hold that against her.
There you go.
But
okay.
All right, Beth, go ahead and give us your second to last pick.
My second to last pick is going to go to Heidi. Heidi is from Ponce, Puerto Rico.
I was picking between her and Lauren.
Lauren.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
I love that she's talking about being first generation, moving to the United States, and that she loves Sandra. And I honestly think that if we're having a more diverse cast and season, I'm hoping that we find someone who has that Latina spice that maybe in games where they would have been, quote unquote, the loud or aggressive person, maybe there were other people who understand her perspective on the show. That said, she's into CrossFit, so I think that she's going to be somebody that is in good shape. And especially, she's 43 years old. So she's got a lot of really good wisdom underneath her belt. I think that she's somebody who is going to be strategically smart. I think that she's got it all, to be honest with you. She's somebody that I would have chosen earlier, except for to be perfectly frank, the reason why I didn't is because I didn't think anybody was going to choose her before me. And I wanted to get some other choices in. I'm pretty high on Heidi.
I like that she's a CrossFitter.
Would you say? Yeah, it's okay.
Like she's more physically fit than like a lot of like 45-year-olds.
She looks really good. Yeah.
I like her energy.
Totally.
Well, Beth, I'm 45. Would you say I'm full of wisdom?
Yes.
Full of something.
I'm 34 and I'm full of wisdom.
I'm being nice because we need to wrap it up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so my next pick is my wild card, like entertainment pick. I'm picking Franny here.
Ooh, okay. Franny was gonna be potentially my last pick if she had been taken off the board. So
Franny is giving me Kimmy Kappenberg from season 2, not 31. Like she seems like there's a loose screw somewhere, almost like Julie from The Real World New Orleans. And I'm here for that entertainment, that messiness, that crazy energy. She describes herself as zesty, and as soon as she says the word zesty, she's like, "Oh my god, that's like the perfect word to describe me." And I can't wait to backstab people, but I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face. I hope they're not mad at me, but that's okay. Like I just loved her energy. So will she win? win? Hell no. But I'm really excited that she's on this season and that she's on my team. So, Franny, rooting for you.
I kind of felt like she was another person similar to Sarah, where I couldn't get like a really good vibe from her from just her bio and her photo. So I felt like she was kind of a wild card. I don't really know what to expect from her. So yeah, I hope she does well, though. She sounds fun. Yeah.
Allison?
I don't really have I'm sorry. This was not one on my radar. I mean, I got bored. I'm sorry. I got bored reading her bio. Hobbies are collecting leaves and collaging. I can't with the collaging and the collecting of leaves. I'm not shitting on that. No shade on anybody who does that for a hobby. It is what it is. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, for my last pick, I'm going to pick. Oh, where is he? I'm going to pick Kane. Okay. I don't think he's going to do very well. He reminds me of Daniel from season 42. And that's like, he was a pre-merge kind of flop. He's a law student. He says he has like Sasquatch energy, which is a funny explanation of himself. But like, I don't know. He's a young white male law student that's like nerdy and like a little frumpy. I don't think this is his cast to succeed in. But I hope he does well, and I hope he's entertaining, and that's because I don't feel good about the other two ladies left. So that's basically why I'm picking him.
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment. I don't have much to add on top of that, to be honest with you.
Allison, anything to say about Kane?
I'm stuck on Moose Jaw, Canada, because my mind goes.
Oh yeah, he is Canadian. That's
yes, Canadian. I just keep thinking like you have camel toe, you have moose knuckle. What would be a moose jaw?
I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to imagine. I mean, I think it's because I'm grew up in the North where we do have names like this, like in the Adirondacks. Like this is not crazy to me. Where I'm sitting back and I'm like, oh yeah, like moose jaw. Like that's a long.
No, it's not moose jaw. It just fits in the category because I'm perverted in moose knuckle.
No, we already got moose knuckle. You don't need something for moose jaw.
I feel like when it's a combo where your pants are extremely hungry. And it goes beyond the knuckle,
like a camel toe,
like an infected camel toe.
Oh, this is getting gross.
Okay, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. On that note, I'm gonna make my last selection, and then that means that Allison's stuck with whoever I don't choose. So it's between Maddie and Jamie, if I'm not mistaken.
Jamie
Lynn, sorry. I think I'm going to go with Jamie Lynn.
Okay.
Because I do think that I think she's pre-merge. I'm just going to say that. But I do think that she does yoga, clearly comes from a corporate background, and I could see her being like the second boot on her tribe, or maybe the first boot, I don't know, on her tribe. I don't know. I think that there's something there that people aren't going to relate with. And I don't know what it is. I think that there's just something like that. And I think that Maddie just comes across as like, I don't know, like forgotten middle child, but also like is going to make us stink about being forgotten middle child. And I just don't see her going far. I think
you're so right. Her video is like very much so.
Is it really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. You know what? I gotta trust I'm pretty damn good at that. I'm just saying.
So, why does her occupation say yogi? Is yogi. That yoga? What is yoga? What is yogi?
She's like a professional yoga instructor type of. She's like Caitlin Herman, but boring. Why can't just be a
yoga instructor? Why's it got to be a yogi?
Oh, so here's the thing. I don't know if this is true, but it sounded like she started off in corporate America. I have to imagine that she comes from either a pretty financially privileged or made herself very financially privileged and is in a point in her life where she's like, I don't really feel like working right now because I don't need to. So I'm just going to do yoga. So I don't think that she's actually teaching yoga. I think that professionally, quote unquote, which is, I don't think she's getting paid to just show up and do yoga. I think what she's saying is that she's spending most of her days doing yoga.
She's got the most boring pet peeve I've ever seen.
What is it?
Her pet cold food, the sound of the alarm clock on an iPhone, you know the one, and the lack of potato chips in a brand new bag.
See, I'm telling you, when people are so boring and they feel the need to, I'm sorry if this offends anybody. When somebody is so boring and they feel the need to be special in some type of way, I'm sorry, but like they make up this bullshit like I'm manifesting this energy.
Manifest. Oh God, I can't wait to hear that.
Get me the hell out of here.
I do want to say what also for me edges her out is that I like her over Maddie is that I think that I love that she's saying that she loves Angelina. I love that she's saying that she can see parts of Erica that she likes. Two very different women. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's very interesting to me that you chose somebody who, in my opinion, had no right being a zero vote finalist and should have won that season, in my opinion, with Angelina. And Erica, who we largely didn't see an edit for until she had this insane advantage in the game. And then we just kind of see her come to her own towards the end. And I think it's really interesting. So it just like, I give her points for knowing these people. Like that shows to me that like, okay, the VHS player that you had where you recorded, like clearly you are somebody who cares. So.
Yep.
She looks like you know what she looks like? She looks like the poster for participation trophies. Like she is a participation.
Like the best part is you can tell by that face right there, she doesn't believe in participation trophies.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I disagree. We're going to have to disagree because she's gotten there. My parents taught me that I can do anything and put my mind to anything. That's because you have 28 participation trophies. I'm sorry.
There are times, Allison, you just sound so much older than you really are.
I know.
Boomer personality that comes out. These participation trophies. Participation trophies.
Do they sell them at the Piggly Wiggly?
Piggly Willy.
I bet they do.
Right. We got to talk about the Piggly Maddie here.
Yes.
Can we just spend the Maddie per minute?
So the Maddie of it all, Beth, you were saying like, I don't know, like it was very like upper middle class, like bratty type of energy, and like her whole video was like, we're gonna take out the men, like us women are so much stronger than having a good social game. Okay. But like I don't like, I feel like that's a line. Like I don't feel that that's like truly, I feel like that's what she said to like get cast.
Okay, girl, let's break down the tea for real here. I know this girl. We don't know her, but we know this girl. She is a Brooklyn feminist.
Yay.
Okay. So she is somebody who don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here yassing a lot of what she's saying. I would love to get together with her outside the game, but girl, for the game of Survivor, I think this is pretty heavy handed coming in being like, you know, pet peeves are elitist and mansplaining but I also agree with having sand in my feet when I put on shoes, but bitch, why did you sign up for Survivor? I do think that it's, I don't know. She describes herself as feral, which like,
I'm stuck on
sitting
that.
back and I'm like, this is somebody who moved to Brooklyn and was like, I'm feral now. Like that's the vibe I'm getting. You know what I mean?
It's giving feral.
It's giving I moved to Bed-Stuy in a gentrified building, but I'm feral. And I'm like, girl, you were a part of the problem. Like that's what I'm getting. Maddie, if that's not fair for me to say at all, I apologize in advance. But that is the vibe I get from a photo in 4 answer.
I hope you run into her on the street and she's like, So I heard you were making fun of me because I called myself feral.
And I'm going to be like,
who do you think you are, Beth?
And
Who uses the word feral? I'm sorry, Beth, go ahead.
No, I'm going to die laughing if it turns out that she does live in a gentrified apartment in Bed-Stuy. And I'm right. That would just be funny. Anyway.
I'm just saying, brave, friendly, and feral. Those are not three words that go together at all. I've never met any feral person that was friendly or, I don't know. I'm stuck on, well, she's in my freaking group.
Wait, she's also a charity projects manager, which is like, it just is fitting this whole insufferable white girl who moved to Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
I get a kick out of doing things that scare me.
Like moving to Bed-Stuy.
Dude. Sometimes I feel feral and I shit on the sidewalk in Brooklyn. I'm gonna squat and bury on the beach.
And if one man tries to tell me not to, I'm gonna pick up the shit and throw it at him. Fuck off. Fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck off.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The thing is I bet she's nothing like this. This is just like
probably not.
We've just gone on a tangent completely.
It's fan fiction. My Weekly Meltdown fan fiction. Yeah, but yeah, so that is our official draft for season 44. Sorry, let me bring up the picture one more time. And then we'll head on out just to see our teams as a whole. How are we feeling about our teams now that it's done? I'm feeling pretty good about mine. I'm feeling better about this team than I did last season, but I understand that was a very low bar, so that's not.
I was just gonna say, there's really not much worse you could do, Tyler.
Right.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
For you.
Looking at these teams,
you have Team Chaos, Beth.
I do. I think I have high risk, high reward, and that is, I don't. Yeah, I was on something,
dude.
You were.
You got.
Oh, did we lose Allison?
Can you hear me?
Oh, now we can hear you.
You're good.
You guys have all the white people. How'd that happen?
Well, there's not many of them.
How did the little white Southern girl? No, I have all people.
Actually, Tyler has all white.
Oh my god.
How did this happen? I made history tonight.
Wow, I'm so sorry, everybody.
Tyler. Okay,
Tyler has a lot of implicit biases that we need to talk through.
Another show, but I'm just going to say this: I don't ever want to hear. I don't ever want to hear about last year when I had all men. At least it was diversified.
That's
true,
right.
True.
Oh,
so
God.
You were Team P, and I guess I'm Team Wonder Bread this year.
I'm Team Chaos.
What's
Allison's team? You're Team 50-50 because you're half women, half men. No.
Team Half Peen.
Team Half Peen.
Yes.
Half Peen, Moose Knuckle.
I'm Team Moose Jock. No. I want the half Peen.
Peen Knuckle.
Peen Knuckle.
Peen Knuckle. I like it.
I am Team Peen Knuckle.
Team Peen Knuckled. We have hashtag Tyler's canceled. This is great. Well, on that note,
and I just posted this draft to Twitter, so I can't wait to get flamed now.
I can't wait.
Every white person on the cast.
You should be.
Yeah.
I need you to take some time to reflect on what your implicit biases were against other people.
I will do that all night tonight. I'll do that on the 18-hour flight that I'm taking tomorrow.
Right.
Which, by the way, I will not be on the first week of Survivor coverage this year. So, ladies, knock it out of the park.
Thank God.
It's girls' night.
It is girls' night. But yeah, so you guys can catch us, these two, next week for these, or no, it's next week, yeah, right?
Yes. From today.
A week from tomorrow.
All right. 2 weeks.
Yes, right.
I'm sorry. Yes, next week.
1 week for tomorrow, people. Just listen to Beth.
Yes, just listen to Beth. And we'll be back on Monday. Or no, you'll be back next Monday for The Last of Us, episode 7.
Yes, I'm hoping, Rory, will you please let me know on the Facebook DMs, because I'm an old woman, if you can do it Monday.
There you go.
Also, Tyler and I would like to do a season recap after Australian Survivor Heroes versus Villains is done.
Definitely. Allison, if you catch up, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, we have so much to talk about for Australia.
Real quick, hey Sam, I see you in the chat. I don't. You like Sarah? You have a crush on Sarah? She's beautiful. I don't blame you. Let's see how far she goes. And I am a Star Wars fan. I like Star Trek, but I love Star Wars. And those two cannot be in the same relationship. All right, guys.
All right. Everybody have a good rest of your night. Take care. We'll see you guys when we see you. Bye.
Bye.